Yeah, and I'm basically kind of there, like sometimes.
Yeah, I'm gonna, if you want to grab your headset there. Alright, fuel tank is on the right, avionics power is off, battery switch on. Ventilators are tested, beacon coming on. Nav lights as required, circuit breakers are checked, brakes applied. Consider this hot, I assume?
Yeah, we'll do 3.
Yeah. Probably should have set the mixture before doing that, huh? Full rich, like, oh damn, I didn't do any of this shit in the right order. You need the electric fuel pump, the prime.
Oh, hold on. I'll play the keys.
Put them in the ignition before we, they'll go. There we go. Oh man.
Oh.
Let's give her a little bit more, huh? Another 3, perhaps.
Yeah.
I got you.
Oh, excellent.
You got me. Okay. Alright, let's see. That's just gonna 8, 9, 10. That's just so I can sync that up later. Alright. Avionics power's on, radios are on and set. We should be on tower, so we're gonna want to switch to ground, right?
Yep, so
Oh yeah, let
make
me
sure
put
I'm
my
gonna actually go ahead and close this as well, because probably don't need to have it open. One last thing to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna open my window a little bit though, because it's a little warm.
Oh, are you? I could have left it open if you need.
I mean, it's fine. I'm not that warm. All right, let's see. So ground's gonna be 1219, so we'll switch to that. Let's see. And then we'll pick up the ATIS, which is gonna be 12615.
The 10, sky clear below 12,000. Temperature 12, 2.6, altimeter 3021. RNAV approach runway 26 in use. Nose to air emissions, 5G NOM in effect. Self-service fuel not available. As this weather information for Wyoming about from flight service. Advise on initial contact, you have information Victor.
What do I do with my notebook?
As for report information Victor, 1353 Zulu, wind 250 at 5, visibility 10, sky clear below 12,000.
Okay.
50.
Yep, information Victor 3021, which is what we had on the way in. My seatbelt unbuckled itself. That's cool.
Man.
There we go.
Got a bit of a while on this. Acquiring, there it is. Okay, good.
Yeah, we don't need the Jeep.
And I was thinking, I don't know what your plan was. We can do the same route back.
Yeah, that was my plan back. Okay. That's what I filed for. In fact, now that you've reminded me, let me open that flight plan.
Yep. And I'll even help you out. Why not?
Okay, sweet. I appreciate it.
I'm
kind of slow at it to begin with, so.
Well, I never said I would be fast, but Alcos. And we have MBW.
All right, flight plan's activated.
We have Laramie LAR.
Picked it up, transponders on, stand by.
And then KLAR. You activated the flight plan already?
Yep, just activated.
Okay, I thought you were going to activate it.
I forgot to do that, but It's
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure it is activated. Right.
Yep. Okay, we're ready for taxi.
Yep. So
I'm trying to find my other pen because this one sucks. Oh, it's in this pocket. There it is. Sorry.
what would be the call, basically?
So I mean, I assume we'll taxi to the taxiway and then hold short.
No, you can let them know from here, basically.
Okay. So Casper Ground Warrior 8282 Victor with information Victor. Looking for taxi to be active, basically.
Yeah, request taxi. You're ready for taxi, you can say.
Ready for taxi. Okay. Let's see. Parking brakes. All that's good. This is set. Altimeter set.
And then when we let him know, well, whenever we move, we'll flash the line and let him know we'll move him.
Alright, so what?
Casper Ground?
Yeah, so Casper Ground, do you usually call out and then wait for them to respond before calling out?
No, you can say Casper Ground, Warrior 8282 Victor, at Atlantic.
Okay.
Request, ready for taxi, something like that.
Okay.
Casper Ground, Warrior 8282 Victor, at Atlantic, taxi.
I forgot to say with Victor. That's okay.
They'll come back and say, verify Victor.
Casper report information Whiskey now current to altimeter 3023, runway 21 is now in start and have approached. Warrior 8282 Victor, Casper Ground, runway 21, taxi via Alpha, cross runway 26.
Runway 21 via Alpha, cross 26, Warrior 8282 Victor.
Okay, I'm just gonna turn before I give you the controls.
That sounds good.
Brakes are good. This isn't the SIDA here?
No.
Okay.
So we'll just taxi, obviously 21 to be that way.
Yep, your flight controls, by the way.
My flight controls.
Your flight controls.
Go ahead and do this.
And we'll cross 26.
Your flight controls.
My flight controls.
Yep, and taxiway's up here, so.
Yep.
You have gotten clearance to taxi, so we can cross the
Yep,
from the
and
non-movement area to the movement area.
nobody else driving around. Crossing the solid yellow. He didn't tell me to pick up Victor. He missed it.
Yeah. I know we did receive clearance to cross, right? 6?
Yes, we were crossed.
Good. I guess you probably could have done a run up in the non-moving area, but we can still do one up there.
I don't think he'll mind. It's not busy.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say.
As we get to the runway, I'll turn on the landing light.
Yep. You look clear on this side.
Also look clear on this side. Kind of hard to tell because it's a weird hangulation. Landing lights on. What's that?
That was the ForeFlight. Letting us know we're approaching runway 26. And then we'll also have 18.3, obviously once we,
Slow down a little bit. Light off. Three.
then we'll kind of just go to the end part there, make sure we're out of the way if anybody wants to leave before us, but.
Yeah, so this Alpha 7, then hold shorts over there, okay.
Yep. Yeah, well, sure to be.
There's plenty of room over here.
Oh yeah, no, there's more than enough room.
Yeah, I was just making sure that I was oriented here and
Yeah.
didn't go somewhere silly.
That's good. You always want to be double sure of everything. So, and that's another reason why, like I said, I'll talk about all kinds of stuff like on flights, because even though
it's good to verbalize.
Yeah, even if it's stupid, somebody would be like, "Well, actually, that's not where it's at." Yeah, there you go. You're good. You're still good on this side. Plenty of space.
Come on. That's probably good enough. I don't want to get too far. He has not told us to contact tower.
Well, he probably knows we're burning up, and then we'll...
Yep. Alright, parking brakes released. You got that block out time when we pulled out, right?
I did not.
Okay. Well, I didn't either.
Okay.
Just noticing that.
That's fine. We're
It
going to
was
switch
5
tanks
minutes
over
ago.
anyway, and so it's going to be like a few minutes.
I'm just recording. The fuel quantity was 19, right? 20 left, right? I think. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
So, and we started on the brake tank, so we're going to be at 18 and 20. Trying to keep track here before I forget. Alright, fuel tank. Fuel pump on. Left tank. Probably right there. And I'll turn the fuel pump back off since it's part of the next part of the checklist.
I just switch this over just to have it on there, but you can continue to do so.
Okay. Alright, yeah, because I would call on ground and say we're ready to depart and then have him tell us to call tower, but I don't know if that's right. That's just my instinct.
Warrior 82 Victor, verify you have information with E and SIG and direction of departure.
Alright, let's pick up whiskey here real quick.
Do we have 126.15?
Yeah, 126.15.
0 at 6, visibility 10, sky clear below 12,000, temperature 16, 2.7, altimeter 3021. Runway 21 is in use, RNAV approach. Notice air emissions, 5G NOTAM in effect, self-serve fuel not available. Ground delay programs in effect for Denver. Inform ATC that you have information whiskey.
You got the winds or not?
Nope.
Casper Airport information whiskey 1453 Zulu observation, wind 230 at 6, visibility
230 at 6.
230 at 6.
Cool.
Alright. We'll let him know we have that when we're ready to go. Yep, okay. Back up to 2,000. Engine instruments are in the limits. Got a drop. Back to peak. Not a little bit. There we go. Alright, carb heat. Got that tiny little anemic drop again.
Yeah.
About 50 on the left. And 100 on the right. Mags are checked, vacuums at 5. And no enunciator, voltage, or amperage rather, 15. That's normal. Throttle to idle. That seems good to me. Alright, we'll do our before takeoff checklist here. We do not need a clearance. Do our takeoff brief. It's going to be a normal takeoff, runway 21.
Yep.
And let's see, our rotation speed is still going to be 55 knots. VX is going to be somewhere in between 66 and 63, so we'll call it, 65 probably at this altitude.
Yeah, that's fine.
BY we'll call 73, maybe 74, something like that, but
Yeah.
we could just climb at 72 like normal.
Yeah, we'll do
Just
normal,
keep it standard,
yeah.
up to about 1,000, and then we'll go over to our Enroute Climb speed again, which is 84 indicated. And
Code 8046 Romeo, cast the ground, reposition via Takeoff is approved. Avoid the CRJ 900.
right. Anyway, if we have any problems that arise prior to rotation, we will abort using the brakes if necessary, clear the runway if possible, and abandon the aircraft if necessary. If we have an engine failure after rotation, we'll land straight ahead on the runway if possible. If not possible, we'll make gentle banks to avoid obstacles at our best glide speed, which is 73 knots.
Anywhere near the tower, fine.
If we have any problems after rotation other than engine failure, we'll deal with it in flight, and if necessary, we will return here via whatever pattern the tower tells us to do.
Enter the ramp there, just pull off to the side.
All right, and we'll be heading direct Alcos after departure.
Cool.
All right, flaps are set for takeoff. Trim, not set for takeoff. Up there-ish. Doors and windows closed. Mine's closed, yours
Yep.
secured.
Closed and latched, yep.
Closed and latched. All right, line. I'm going to switch our transponder to altimeter here so we don't have to do it when we're pulling onto the runway, because that just makes things easier. And note the time and all that when we're ready to go.
Yep. And then when we say we're ready for takeoff, we can again reiterate we're basically southbound departure.
Okay. I'm just going to make sure that's
Romeo, thank you.
right.
Casper Tower, Warrior 8282 Victor,
Warrior 8282 Victor,
cast for tower.
Casper Tower, runway 21 clear for takeoff, wind 230 at 5.
Clear for takeoff, runway 21, Warrior 8282 Victor, direct Alcos.
Clear on this side of the right. We
Clear
will
left.
do the same thing, so we are on the correct runway. According
Runway
to the sign.
21. Yep.
We'll check the markings, but
Gonna be a right crosswind. Runway 21 on the ground.
and let's do just a rolling takeoff.
Okay. Engine instruments in the green. Air speed's coming alive. And rotate.
Yes. I'm gonna just bring up this frequency just to have it 2065
Okay.
in case you want to switch over.
Yeah, they want us to do that.
Cool. Let's just make sure we're tracking the runway center line.
Yeah. A little bit of wind to the right. There we go. Climb like a rocket because we got 2,000 feet less altitude.
Yeah, it's probably like this. Probably a little bit to the right as well on the runway.
Yeah.
A little bit to the left. There you go. And climbing us up to 11.5, right? It's plane.
Yep, 11,500.
Cool.
Once we get to like 75, we'll transition to our Enroute Climb.
Sounds good. I'm looking out for traffic just in case, but
Yeah, basically climb straight ahead.
46 Romeo, runway 21, taxi via Alpha, cross runway 26.
I'll go ahead and set this up to 142, but I'll set it to like 132.
yeah.
See what we end up with. Gonna be Minnesota, which is 116.85, so I'll go ahead and switch that over to, actually it was already on VLOG. We haven't picked it up yet. Lean it forward so I can see over the nose.
Scout 4774, nothing yet. It's set by 1515, so hopefully it'll be printed out here any second.
So if we don't get handed a approach, would we contact Denver Center directly for flight following, or?
You can contact approach, but if they don't hand us off, we'll just, cold call them as before. Although approaches are right there in the same. Yeah, maybe we could wait until we get up to center. Because they're located in the same building, so if they, for some reason, don't hand us off, I mean, it might just be like, well.
Yeah, they can talk to each other. As long as we get to talk to someone who can hear us.
Yeah.
Because we might not be able to reach Denver.
Yeah.
Because they're on 125.9 up here. So. Just for maintaining oriented, we are already above the mountaintop here, so we're not trying to outclimb terrain if we turn towards that.
Yeah, I will.
Might swing a little wide anyway, but... Always good to look at your intended route.
Yeah.
Make sure you're
Good 8046 Sherman, Casper Tower, runway 21, clear for takeoff, wind 2207, proceed on course. 2 clear for takeoff, proceed on course, 426 Romeo.
We're outside of their airspace now at this point.
I guess Casper approach and departure are on the same frequency, right?
Yep,
So,
it is, yeah.
okay. But you just call them departure when you're leaving.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, I guess if we get to Alcos without being handed off, we'll call them. It's about a mile, so not very long.
Yeah. No, they almost certainly already are rid of us, but...
Yeah, they don't want to think about us. This flippin' VFR traffic.
I know, they're just like... Well, I mean, they're used to VFR traffic. There's, flight school there too, so...
Good for Stroma, I do have a King Air 350 about 10 east of the airport. That'll be on the RNAV for runway 26 if you want to make a right downwind departure to the northeast. Okay, right downwind, 46 Romeo.
I'm going to switch over here, but that's departure.
Start turning on course.
We're at 8 right now.
Yep.
Yes.
Awesome. Made our mixture a little bit.
Probably do this.
Like I said, probably going to swing a little wide here.
Yeah, that's fine, because I mean, kind of the little foothills.
We'll basically go right over that peak, honestly, but we're so far above it now.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll go ahead and call up departure then.
November 8282 Victor, Casper approach, say request. November 82 Victor, say requested altitude, please.
11.5.
Aye,
November 82 Victor, roger. Understand you said you're a warrior. What's your aircraft ID?
PA-28, right?
Yeah, 28.
November 82 Victor, roger. Stand by for squawk. In the meantime, say altitude, please. November 307 Tango Lima, contact Tower 118.3, good day. November 82 Victor, squawk 5131.
5131. Okay, squawking 5131.
Alright. I've always been told the IDET when I've been given a squawk code, but...
November 82 Victor, radar contact 11 miles south-southwest of Council Airport. Are you direct Laramie now, or is there another fix along the way you'd like me to input into your flight plan? November 82 Victor, roger.
We can pick up the VOR. I mean, I guess we're actually on it now.
Yeah.
And it's actually tracking about where we thought it would, so...
Off we go. And same thing with climb checklist, make sure we're doing that, leaning. I mean, obviously we're gonna have to wait for landing light, fuel pump, all that, but, or not for landing light, but for fuel pump.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it does say fuel pump off in the climb.
It does, but I like to leave it on in the climb, just because. Yeah, per the POH in the back, it does say once you reach your altitude.
Okay.
And so it's just something that's kind of missing from there.
That's fine by me. Section checks were 155 roughly. I was going to ask, because I don't know what the winds are looking like in Laramie, obviously. Would you be comfortable flying a RNAV? Just kind of as an example, not actually under the Foggles or anything, but just track one for...
Sure.
Just to see.
You want me to fly, or do you want, I mean,
I want to fly it.
Oh, okay.
You talk me through it,
sure.
That type of thing. Because obviously I've never actually done an approach before.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, we can plan for that. If the winds are for 2-1, I'll even bring it up here just to kind of get a preliminary look.
Gonna put in Denver Center here in case they hand us off.
Okay. So, procedure. It'll be the RNAV for 2-1, so if we bring that one up. The process is during your descent checklist, right, you're going to brief the approach. Have you ever seen an approach plate before?
I have looked at them.
Okay.
They're kind of hard to read, you know.
Yeah, so well, I'll kind of brief you on one here, just kind of see what it
we'll
looks
load
like.
the approach and load all those waypoints, right?
Yeah, so basically depending on what your initial approach fix is, that's going to be based on, you know, the direction you're coming from. So if we're coming for 2-1, we're coming from the northwest. Let's say we put in Cigna as our initial approach fix. So where it's asked you if you want vectors or the different types of things,
Yeah,
you can
scroll
put
down to Cigna.
initial approach fix, yep. And then basically you just kind of walk yourself through the procedure. So, right, at 10,600, we're going to fly a heading 150, basically to our intermediate fix of FICHEB, right? And then at that point, we're going to turn to 198, descend down to 9,700. You can now transition over here. 9,700.
Burn yourself there?
Yeah, no, I just thought it slipped or something, but my phone kind of just nudged it. 9,700, right? And by the way, this means at or above.
Yep.
And once we reach our final approach fix, which is denoted by that Maltese cross.
The glide slope there, right?
Yeah, and this will be, so it's not quite a glide slope, it's called a pseudo glide slope. So
yeah, because it's generated by the GPS, right?
Yeah, and so this isn't actually a precision approach, although it's basically the same type of performance. So And you'll learn more about kind of the differences there. But for this one, yeah, we should pick up our pseudo glide slope there, and then we're following that on a heading of 213 all the way down to 7,820, and then basically by the time we're at our minimums, right, of 7,527, right, so we'll go all the way down to 7,527, and we would have to have at least 3/4 miles visibility, which we will have.
Yep. Yeah, if we don't have that, we're kind of screwed.
Yep. So you brief kind of the approach. Obviously, before I started that, I would brief the stuff up here. So our runway for landing is 8,503 feet. Our touchdown zone elevation, making sure that you have the right approach plate. So RNAV for runway 21 at Laramie. You would also make sure that it is current. So in this case, 18 May to 23 to 15 June. So it is current. And then once you kind of brief this part, then you go and brief the missed approach procedure. So if somehow we weren't able to see our runway or we have to go around, we would follow the missed approach procedure here, which in this case, you can also kind of view
right
it.
Turn, climb to 9,400.
Yep.
Is that to a waypoint or?
To Yekas.
Yeah.
Okay.
And would that also be loaded in GPS? So if you go missed, you can press a button and
Yeah.
go direct?
Yep. Yeah. And so basically, and then you have an MSA. So if for some reason you get really disoriented, a minimum safe altitude of 13,000 feet with within a 25 nautical mile radius of runway 21. So again, that's not really going to be the case for us.
We can't go up there. Well, I mean, not for long.
Yeah, yeah. And plus, like I said, we would fly the missed approach procedure. But this is if you get lost and you have no idea.
You just
It's
climb
just
to that
climb
altitude.
to
It's like you won't get
13,000.
anything
Yeah,
at that altitude.
yeah, exactly. That provides obstacle clearance
get
for
yourself in.
82 Victor, contact Denver Center on 132.1, please. 32.1, good day.
Let me write that down because that is not one of our frequencies.
Yep. 32.1.
132.1.
Yep. And this time when you check in, you just say 8282 Victor, your altitude.
It's still climbing here, so 10,500.
Yep, climbing 11.5, yep.
Okay. Denver Center, she said, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Denver Center, Warrior 8282 Victor, 10,500, climbing 11,500. If I can hear it.
I know.
I mean, we're pretty high. We should be able to hear it.
Yeah, it's just kind of always... Go ahead and try it again.
Yeah. Denver Center, Warrior 8282 Victor, 10,600, climbing 11,500. Well, at least I can hear myself.
Jeez.
But she did say 132.1.
32.1, yeah, she did say.
I started looking up different frequencies.
Yeah, basically just to make sure, because, I mean, I'm sure they're right, it's just, I don't know why we have trouble hooking up with center. This one says 25, oh, that's, I'm sorry, that's looking
Well,
at
yeah,
the
because
wrong.
in Laramie it was 1356, right? And, or sorry, 1259er.
Yeah.
Here it was 135.6, so it's like a different position.
35.6, yeah. But you should say 32.1.
Yeah, we want to try 35.6?
Yeah, let's try 35.6.
Denver Center, Warrior 8282 Victor at 10,900, climbing 11,500.
Warrior 8282 Victor, Denver Center, low Laramie, altimeter 3030.
3030, thank you. And we're...
I'm not sure why she said 32.1, but alright, well, I guess we got in contact with them, so.
Yeah, I mean, our radio seems to be kind of marginal, so...
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, I heard you really clear with that one, so I was kind of surprised. I'm like...
Well, when you were calling approach, or I don't remember, whenever you last made a radio call,
Yep.
I couldn't hear anything you said.
Yeah.
But they heard you just fine, so seems like it's something internal.
Yeah, it's something internal, I think so. All right, everything trucking along. We got 42.4 miles.
400 to go.
Should be arriving at 9:47.
Yep, did not record our takeoff time.
Well, that's going to be a different thing too. So,
Did you
record our taxi, right?
Yeah, no, did not.
Man,
I forgot both. Well, I said it out loud and it looked like you were writing it down, so I just forgot.
No,
I was so busy not running over the ramper.
Yep.
November 2562, Mike. Contact Denver Center, 120.47. November 2562, Mike, Denver Center.
Our next frequency should hopefully be the ASOS, right?
Yeah.
Do you think they'll hand us off again?
They might.
They could, because I
they
think
could.
Laramie's 25.
Yeah, they'll send.
so.
Yeah, they'll hand us off to the other center. So.
We'll just wait for that then. Got plenty of time.
Yep.
Yeah, 40 minutes, so.
Yeah, and this will change once we level off, because.
Yeah, we'll speed up a bit.
Yep. Cool.
We're almost there.
So was your first cross country in 2 years?
Longer than that. Didn't do a cross country 2 years ago. Just did a flight review.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
First cross country since 2016, probably.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Get that valuable cross country time, which is always nice.
Yeah. So we got some nice, just soup in front of us.
Yeah, nothing but haze.
Makes staying clear of clouds kind of difficult, so you can't see them.
But I do like this because it gives you that little airplane on ForeFlight, but it's just like.
Yeah, so you can see yourself where you are and just get a relative feel for it.
It shuts up all those "Are we there yet?" questions.
Yeah, you just hold up the iPad.
Like, what does it look like to you?
I do think it's. I wonder where the standard of it being like a pink line came from.
The magenta?
Yeah.
Down about there. I'm sure it's just the color there. Like, well, what's visible?
Stands out,
yeah.
you know.
Make sure we turn our fuel pump off too.
Yeah.
At we're level.
Fuel pressure's good.
Cool. Yeah, I would say with you, this cross country would be the first one of probably a slew of them, because
most of your instrument time is cross country, right?
yeah, there's that. And then there's a bunch of other students that also are going to do cross countries right now. So actually this week will be a lot of cross countries for me. But a lot of your instrument time, so you can sort of do different things. I mean, obviously there'll be practice flights, but a lot of times to kind of like spice it up and to make it more realistic, a lot of times you can factor more cross country time into it, you know, to get a more realistic feel overall. Once you kind of know what like basic attitude flying under the hood and all that. That'll be the first thing, just basic radio work and getting your scan, you know, in order.
Yeah, because I mean that seems to be the main difficulty with your instrument is, you know, there's a lot of information you have to exchange with ATC.
Yeah, that and then later on, yeah, when it's practicing approaches and
then just working that in with also,
yeah.
you know, you've got the workload of actually maintaining your attitude.
And from what I was always told in training, I mean, if you're not feeling overwhelmed, you're usually not getting a good training flight out of it. So
yeah, because single pilot IFR is pretty overwhelming.
It's pretty overwhelming sometimes, yeah. And so that's where you get the real good workout out of it. You kind of push yourself, you push your limits, and you realize, yeah, like I guess my abilities do go up with it. But it feels terrible, you know, where it's different with VFR flying. Usually you feel like, oh, I did really well.
Yeah, and you're just kind of chilling because most of the time all you're doing is looking for traffic.
Yep. Yeah, but a lot of times you'll actually sort of be like, oh man, like I didn't feel great after that flight, but.
I got here in one piece and didn't get a pilot deviation, so I guess that's as good as it gets, right?
Yeah. I think we're making pretty good time actually. Ground speed of 128.
Yeah. As we're accelerating here, I'm slowly adjusting to see if we can keep climbing a little bit, so we're keep speeding up.
Yeah.
We're not really doing our most economical cruise, but doesn't seem to really matter in this airplane because it's like a difference of 100 RPM. I think the POH listed fuel burn is like 0.2 of a gallon per hour or so. I wonder what that is over there. Like circular thing on the ground.
I don't know if I see it.
Like it might be behind the pillar for you, but like multiple
I get you.
circles. And like, I don't know, it's like a racetrack, but it doesn't go all the way around. It's like a subdivision or something. I'm not sure what that is.
A government facility, hidden in the mountains. Who knows?
True. Missile test firing range or something. Put on the sectional anywhere? No.
Nothing shows up there. It's on this side of the wind farm, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't really even see the wind farm. Yeah, obviously it'll be on this side.
I'd say it's just like 2 miles off our left here.
Yeah. Doesn't show up on here, so.
Huh. Yeah, I think that would be a good VFR waypoint, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Big weird circular thing.
Oh yeah, no, that'd be really good. If you missed the wind farm, like I said, turbines, you're like, oh, okay, well, I see that.
Well, you know, flying this way, the wind farm's easier for you to see than me, so.
Minutes. So right about 10. Okay. Cool.
If it would be quicker to just fly a VFR approach, we can do that. I'm not, you know, I think you do 90 knots
I mean, basically,
the whole way, right?
yeah, so basically what we'll do, as I said, we'll kind of, let's see. So, go ahead and click procedure.
Procedure?
Yep. Select approach. And now RNAV 21.
So, RNAV 21. And signal?
Yep, so we talked about signal. I'll bring it up just to verify, because if you're going to type it in, might as well double check. And procedure. Approach. So, coming from that direction, obviously 2-1. Might be a bit... cab. 7 miles, let's see, distance. 9.
Approach VCAB at 10.6.
Do we have VCAB there?
Yeah, VCAB's an option.
Okay, we'll do VCAB.
VCAB.
No, we'll do straight in.
Load or activate?
Just load for now. Cool. So, once we have that, we go ahead and kind of just scroll down, make sure, okay, VCAB, ZOP, high meg, and then runway 21. Okay, cool. And so we're going to be basically, you know, passing by Sigma. So we'll just go straight to free cab, and we'll remain above 9,700 after free cab on a heading of 198. Then we'll descend down no lower than 9,700. Cool. And then when we're making our calls, we'll basically say that we're doing a practice approach, you know, practice RNAV 21 into Laramie, and just kind of make calls along the way.
Distance, not waypoints that VFR pilots aren't going to know where they are.
Exactly, yeah. So you just be like flying, you know, I mean, a lot of times you could do, you know, straight in, practice approach, runway 21, and that kind of lets them know, okay, they're coming straight
miles.
in. Yep.
Yeah. Basically what SkyWest does, except instead of giving minutes to touchdown, give how far away you are, because how are you going to estimate?
Exactly, yeah, then you kind of give that distance, 5 mile final, you know, and obviously for us, that might be like DDOP or whatever that point might be actually, right? Which isn't actually the case here, but ZDOP would be
yeah, to be clear, when we switch to that, we'd switch to GPS, and that would give us our artificial glide slope.
Yep, yep.
Okay. I sort of know some stuff.
Yeah, and like I said, it's, I mean,
like that's not the complicated
it's
part.
usually harder to do than it is to sort of like understand it, right? Understanding it is kind of like, okay, it makes sense. And it's just kind of putting it all together. And if you want, you can also throw your foggles on at that time. So right before it, I'll take flight controls for a second, I'll let you do foggles. That way, you kind of have to use this stuff. And then I'll let you know when we break out. And so you can take foggles
you'll
off.
wait till minimum to then be like, now we're broken out.
Yeah.
Now you got to go from your 10 degrees of flaps, 90 knots configuration to full landing configuration.
Yep.
And what's our MDA, like 75?
75-27 is our...
So like 300 feet to figure yourself out?
Yep, and it's actually a DA, right? So in this case, it's a certain point rather than just altitude or remain at altitude until you missed approach point. Right?
That's 0.9 nautical miles, or?
That's a VDP, visual decision point. So at that point, you can descend below the glide slope if you have the field in sight. I might take you all the way down to 75-27, which is approach end of runway 21, or maybe break you out a little beforehand. You know, I'll kind of see how it looks. But essentially, once I say, okay, runway's in sight, you can take the foggles off, and at that point, I probably won't wait till approach end of 21, since it's like your first one doing.
Sort of digging out the foggles. They're on top, so.
Cool.
That way I just got them on hand, ready to go, you know.
Yep. And we'll do all the normal stuff beforehand, obviously get all the weather, that, hopefully get kicked off of flight following.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have to ask them to kick us off. They'll just be like, hey, yo, squawk VFR.
Yep.
Get the hell out of here.
Exactly.
Because that's reporting 11.2 as our pressure altitude.
Yeah. Well, you put in the right altimeter setting, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's why.
I mean, maybe a little bit like that, but that's more like 2 than 1.
Yeah.
It's not matching what the altimeter says, which is interesting.
Yeah, well, that's our pressure altitude as well, so not necessarily our indicated altitude.
Well, shouldn't our indicated altitude be our pressure altitude? Hopefully.
Well, not necessarily. Vicus or Yekus, what is he? And then FICAB, so we'll kind of break off and kind of
yeah, that way we're not flying some weird.
Yeah, like I said, hopefully they kick us off, because otherwise they'll be like, what are you guys doing? They'll be like, oh, we'll have to explain how we're doing. I want to do a practice approach or whatever, but
just be like, yeah, because it's weird when you're on flight following, like they're not telling you where to go, but they are going to pester you if you go off the course they expect you to
exactly.
go.
They just want to know, hey, did you pass out, or are you just veering off to the right now, or whatever.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where like you could tell them that that's kind of a waste of their time, so really you're just more going to wait until they go, what are you doing?
Yeah, and if so, you know, if they haven't told us, I might just say, hey, let's just go ahead and call them up and cancel flight following.
Okay, yeah.
If they haven't canceled it for us at that point.
I do like the thing, what was it, those guys, just the classic like ATC telling you to do something you don't want to do, and you're just like, cancel IFR.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a really good one for a G550 coming out of DTAC. They took off the FR and tried to pick up their IFR clearance in the air because there's like a ground hold or whatever.
Yeah.
And the tower controller was so pissed at them. He was just making them fly circuits at like 1,000 feet off the ground. And he's like,
Yeah.
I need you to turn tighter. And he's like, I'm at maximum bank. I can't turn any tighter.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes they get it wrong too, you know, and I think that's where ATC is always going to assume that they're correct, but I've seen them mess up.
Yeah, they're people too.
Like, yeah.
You know. That's why everyone's got to pay attention, because nobody's perfect. I do like this, dated August of 2020.
They're height of COVID.
Wonder if the magnetic declination has changed.
No, probably not. Not very much.
Oh yeah, I bet they winds aloft in there too. I think there are a lot of trucks on this dirt road off to the left. It's like a convoy of 6 of them. Like pretty spread out, but. Fortunately, the wind's not blowing hard enough for me to really tell what direction it's going just by looking at the dust. Like I said, I haven't been keeping track of time, but we're about medicine boats. It's probably about time to switch tanks, yeah?
Yep, let's go ahead and switch tanks.
All right, fuel pumps on.
Nice down lake. Sure, we're not turning too much.
That's right, tank. Oh yeah, you know what? I wasn't looking outside. Fuel pressure's good.
Oh man, the hand becomes heavy.
It really does.
Yeah.
Also, I'm noticing this, like if I leave it, this plane seems to have a slight tendency to bank right. I'm just like
It could be.
trying to adjust to that, you know?
Could adjust rudder trim if it's off. Could be that.
Yeah, I don't know what rudder trim is, man. I don't want to touch that.
Well,
That's
try it. I
scary.
mean, let's see what happens.
I mean, I don't see the line that's supposed to be in there. Anyway, so like,
Yeah, just turn it. Turn it.
like how,
See, right
how
now,
much does it?
this is kind of offset a little bit even.
I mean, like, let's see what that does. Like, that's a decent amount of trim. Like, we're now definitely
Yeah.
turning and banking to the left. So
Let's go. Let's see if we can pick up the weather.
yeah. So let's see. Here we got 135475.
Remarks. Density altitude 8,600.
Laramie Regional Airport.
Automated weather observation 1541 Zulu. Wind 310 at 05. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 15 Celsius. Dew point 01 Celsius. Altimeter 302. Niner. Remarks. Density altitude 8,600.
310 at 5. That throw a wrench in your plans or what?
Well, yeah, it sort of does. Should go runway
Okay.
30 probably.
So, yeah, we can still look to see what's available. We want to still throw in some sort of an approach. So RNAV 30. And that's kind of, I mean, it's definitely going to be a bit out of our way. Nice to do.
And like I said, if it's gonna push us into the next block,
No, we should probably be 25, 30.
I mean that's
Just 'cause the
that's
block's
if we
set.
don't fly the approach,
Yeah.
that's direct, right?
Yeah. Well, right now we have RNAV 21, so let's go ahead and... So when you want it clear, you go ahead and press clear there.
Just select the approach and hit
Yep.
clear, and then yes.
Yep.
Oh,
And now if you want to go back, you can do the same thing as plug in 30.
All right, so procedure, select approach, RNAV 30.
And in this case, we'll do ISO-do. Don't have to go all the way up.
Alright, that's loaded.
Okay. This gives us an ETA of
25,
so
so
basically the same thing. So
Okay.
15. Yeah, we should be fine. I mean, it'll be basically 15 minutes left, which is about standard, honestly, for for the training flight, so.
You could just hop out of the airplane and run inside, so.
That would be good.
Not a big deal.
So for this one, let's go ahead and pull it up just to kind of get familiar with that one. So RNAV GPS, we're going to be 30, right? Final approach course will be 302. The runway,
6,301 feet.
length is 3 seconds. Yep. Touchdown elevation 7278. Airport elevation 7284. We kind of know that already. ASOS, center frequency, Unicom frequency we have. We're familiar with those. In-op table does not apply. Nothing up here applies to us. There's no notes. Procedure not available for arrivals at LAR VORTAC. So basically, we'll break off and not necessarily fly with VORTAC. And the reason is because it's kind of steep from there. So that's why they don't have it for there. The final, as far as what we're doing, we're flying to Isidue.
I think we're in the code of confusion. That's what's going on here.
Yeah. Once we're at Isidue, we'll descend out at 10,300 on a final approach course of 302, all the way to Eseo, which will be our final approach fix. Right, 9,900. We'll stay above that. After Eseo, we can descend down to 7,900 to Janva, and after Janva, our DA will be 7528, and we'll have to have at least 1 mile of visibility. Which, what do we have right now?
What was it, 10?
Okay, so good. We're in the minimums, above the minimums, I should say. We'll continue doing this. And it is kind of on that. See, the problem with this is that it is on that side of the airport. So it's like, we're going to have to break. Let's see, what would make the most sense breaking off wise here?
I mean, fly to
yeah, we can fly.
The OR,
yeah.
Like left hook in.
Yeah. So that should give us plenty of time then to just go ahead. Once we see the airport, we can cancel fly following. And then all that. And so we'll just kind of keep our eyes out and be good.
Okay.
And if the winds are changing, if we get there, I might give them another listen and then sort of, if we have to break off and then kind of just do like a normal pattern for,
yeah.
Like if we're on 3-0 and the winds change for 2-1, we'll be like, all right, we'll break off.
Oh man, ceilings were at 1,500 feet.
Yeah.
I switched over to the Laramie VOR here.
Okay, good.
There for sure. Not exactly sure where the, well, you know, play with the rudder trim until you like it, I suppose.
Look at that, I do see the track over here. Mentioned.
Oh yeah, no, I think it's funny. They've got like the football field goalposts, but no field markings.
By the way, with this, I'm going to break this part. So we'll stay at or above 10,800 before Isidue, right? And then once we hit Isidue, descend down to 10.3. I just didn't mention that
We'll say
part.
like just descend to 11.
No, well, yeah, but I would go down 10.8 because otherwise you're going to have a very short period to descend, and so it's better to descend 500 feet.
Yeah, well, it's only, well, it's 4 miles, so.
I mean, it is, but basically, like, you want to be able to fly. So yeah, I mean, if you get to 10.8 and then it's not. Yeah.
I mean, but just like when we begin our descent, I'll descend down to 11, and then as we get close to the waypoint, descend
Then
down to
descent
10.
to 8. Yeah, it's fine.
This is going to make such an exciting YouTube video. Going to be internet famous. As all GA pilots.
As long as you don't butcher the approach, otherwise you're famous for it.
I mean, I'm going to upload the video of me doing landing practice. Like you see the, get to see the soft field I absolutely butchered, the first one, and then get to see the last short field where I start making excuses. Where we're like 100 feet off the ground, or just start spewing excuses all the way to touchdown.
They're like, well, here I am showing you guys what you shouldn't do, which was my... That was what I was trying to do anyway, so... Yeah, no, it's...
That was my goal all along. I'm a YouTube flight instructor with my private pilot's license.
What?
Or certificate, I guess. It's interesting. It's called a license most of the time, but it's not, you know. Never been licensed.
Honestly, probably even, yeah, I guess once we have the runway in sight, or the airport in sight, we can just be like, you know, cancel flight following or whatever, and then just, you can kick us off or whatever.
I can't believe we haven't gotten any traffic advisories.
You know, who else would be crazy enough to fly out right now? Nobody.
Well, nobody plugging along at 10 to 11,000 feet.
Yeah, everybody's way above. They are.
I think it's interesting because like it still has the 2-1 approach on the map.
Yeah, what's given? Yeah, let's see.
It's not in there anymore, so.
Yeah. Activate, okay.
About 20 minutes.
Yep.
Might have the city of Laramie in sight.
Say again?
Might have the city of Laramie in sight, not quite sure.
Yeah, let me go ahead and switch real quick to see.
0. Sky condition clear. Temperature 16 Celsius. Dew point 01 Celsius. Altimeter 302.9er. Remarks. Density altitude.
I'll come back. I just want to hear the winds.
Observation 1552 Zulu. Wind 310 at 07.
Okay,
That's
so
just 2 knots faster, same
Yep.
angle.
we're still good for 30 right now. Alright, well, let's start seeing if we can see it.
Yeah, what's our track distance here? 16 miles to the VOR?
Yeah, right now.
Well, that's still a pretty good distance to be able to see it, so.
Yeah, that's what I said, and especially these conditions, I mean, I'm not worried.
A little hazy. gonna get a little panorama. We go around. Not including you, don't worry. I would never post you on Twitter.
Best part of the panorama.
I don't know about that, but maybe if you like cleaned up a little, I don't know.
Yeah, well, that would make me appear professional, which
Yeah, we don't want that.
we don't want that at all. You know, that actually is a thing. I remember somebody said it's like a lot of times if you meet like a baby-faced, you know, or like a young flight instructor, it's the same thing as walking into, you know, an RJ and being like, geez, are you old enough to fly this airplane? Like,
It is true though, like
Yeah.
fueling for SkyWest, like half the pilots, you're just like, holy shit, dude, you're like the same age I am.
yeah.
Like I ain't even graduated college yet. Why are you allowed to fly an airplane around? That's terrifying.
I know.
I barely qualify as an adult. Yeah, I just can't tell what I'm looking at, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, it'll be basically 12 o'clock. It's just, it'll appear. I mean,
All these different colors.
I know. You got the advisory frequency CTAP? Probably plug that to the backup just so we can.
Well, let's see, that's 12305. I always feel like the airport's closer than where I'm looking.
Yeah, it actually normally is. As I said, it normally sneaks up on you and you're like, oh, there it is.
Hey, you go like, oh, it's right underneath me. I'm overflying.
And it should be about 11 o'clock at this point, so.
Right, we can see the city.
You can see kind of like 2 layers of smoke. You see that? You see like a line.
Like,
The one layer you see.
isn't that line that, like, there's the mountains here?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm saying the line of smoke or haze. You can kind of see like just like a line kind of cuts through 2 different layers.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. There's like a clear layer
Interesting.
between, sorta. I love conditions like this. Try to follow I-80 in with my eyes.
Put this back here.
Yeah, 7 track miles. Didn't notice all these rivers and stuff on the way out.
Yeah.
That I-80 or the airport?
Should be 80 here. I mean, over there. Just too hazy.
It is real hazy.
Yeah.
You know, worst comes to worst, we can find our way there even without seeing it. So.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Like, with the familiarity with this airport, and we're right there. We got GPS. I mean, I'm not worried at all. It's just,
Because like, I keep thinking that highway's the airport because it's got like an intersecting highway, but then
Yeah.
it just extends forever. And I'm like, no,
yeah,
that's not a
That's
runway.
not it. Yeah.
That ain't right.
There's also, we can cut that way beforehand.
Oh, you know what? I've got it inside the sit right here. See,
Okay.
you've got runways. You see the center or the touchdown markings.
Gotcha. Okay, let's go ahead and cancel it.
Okay. Denver Center, Warrior 8282 Victor. If he can hear us.
Yeah.
Might need to be on 25.9. Is that the frequency?
It should be
listed
here,
on the
yeah.
approach plate? Okay.
Although they never kicked us over, so it's like, well, you could do 125 now.
I'll try ask him real quick.
It's not uncommon for them to forget about.
Under 127.75.
Denver Center, Warrior 8282 Victor.
Warrior 82 Victor, I got you now. I keep losing you on these frequencies, sir. I don't know why. Warrior 82 Victor, I'll show you on a short funnel for Laramie, is that correct?
Yeah, so we're close enough. We have the airport inside. We'd like to cancel flight following, and sorry about our radios. They're not the best.
And Warrior 82 Victor, no worries. Radar services terminated. Squawk 1200, have a good day, sir.
Squawk team.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, cool. So let's go ahead and cut this way, so that way we don't have to really worry too much about overflying the airport.
304, Mike, Denver Center.
And 135475, getting back in there.
Regional Airport.
Automated weather observation.
That's
West weather.
That's stupid. Yep. 12305. I'll switch it on this one.
340 at 06. Visibility 10.
Oh, there we go.
And then if you want to switch us over to GPS, sweet. And then basically go ahead. I'll take flight controls briefly. You can put your foggles on. Laramie traffic Warrior 8282 Victor will be overflying the airfield north to south, setting up for practice approach RNAV 30 Laramie. Alright, so 11.4 will remain there. I'll kind of just keep us chugging along this way.
Alright, I'm fogged up.
Okay, go ahead. You have flight controls.
Flight controls.
And so essentially, right, you can bring us back to the
Flight plan here.
so what we're going to do is I'm going to bring you kind of back this way, give you vectors, essentially, and then kind of vector you in for that initial approach fix of ice to do. I might bring you in a little bit sooner, too, because if we get a little close, so maybe cost you, but...
Okay, and you made a position report.
Yep, I said we're overflying the airfield. So, flight plan.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to actually select here.
Yep, so we
Okay,
do that,
and then-
enter, menu, activate leg. Yeah.
Activate, okay. And then you'll just kind of vector me around.
Yeah, or actually,
140.
because it would actually even just give you the procedure turn there. So actually just follow this leg. We'll do that, because it keeps it simple. It kind of just lets you...
Okay, so if I follow up the approach, it's going to turn us back around.
Yep, so it'll be left, right? So follow just that way left. We'll do
What's
the...
the final approach course? I forgot here.
Yep, final approach course will be 302.
302.
Yep. Good. All right, and I'm looking out for traffic. I got radios as far as if we need to make any sort of like traffic avoidance calls or anything, but okay. Otherwise I'll let you make sort of distance position reports.
Okay. And does this give total track miles to the airport or just to the next waypoint?
That'll be to the next waypoint there. Okay. And if ever you're again in doubt, you can sort of bring it up and it's like, okay, 13.3 to ice due. Cool. Have you flown a procedure turn at all before?
No.
Hold? Okay. So basically what you'll do here, right, you're basically going to be flying along this route, and all you'll do is you'll turn 302, okay, and I'll have you turn to the left to kind of re-intercept that course inbound, okay? So I'll kind of guide you through it. Basically what you can do, 302, the reciprocal of that is going to be basically the course you're flying right now, okay? And then you're going to turn 45 degrees to the left, fly out for a minute, and then turn to re-intercept the 302 inbound course, right?
Okay.
Does that make sense or no? What you're
sure,
doing?
yeah.
Okay.
So 45 degrees.
Yeah, so
to
you're
the
flying
left.
this way, once you hit isolute, you're going to turn 45, fly this way, and then just return. You're just giving yourself space to re-intercept your course.
Okay.
And then you fly the
Kind of
inbound.
wiggle your way onto the course or whatever.
Yeah, it's basically, you just fly out for a minute and then basically a standard rate turn all the way back in to re-intercept. Wait, what is the reciprocal of 302?
Let's see, that's going to be 102, 122.
Yep, 122.
So let me actually check my thing here because we're like 125.
Yeah, and by the way, you can, during this, you'll also do a descent checklist. So a lot of times you do that inbound after the procedure turn. But if you want to go ahead and do it now, right, because it always helps to get ahead of the airplane.
Descent, electric fuel pump on, landing light on, mixture enriched, fuel tank to the polar tank. I'm getting off course here, but descending, so out there-ish was about where I feel like it should be.
There you go.
Procedure turn sounds scary. That's a scary sounding word.
And you can use your heading bug to give you that thing. So once you turn inbound on the procedure turn, you'll turn your heading bug back to the final approach course.
Okay.
And so that'll give you sort of a better indication here. And then we are off to the left a little bit. So if you just slowly kind of track inbound, kind of grab to the left there to recenter.
A couple degrees, not too many.
Yep, exactly, yeah. And everything, is more minute. And we're at, what, 11.3?
Yep.
Okay, so, just so you can see this, right, procedure turn, we can descend down to what altitude?
10,800.
Okay, cool.
And
So,
stay at or above 10,800 until I see you, then we can begin
that's
descending down to 10.3.
Okay, cool, makes sense.
I see you.
I see you. So, and yeah, like I said, the standard kind of turns will track. I said once you reach ICDU for a minute, and then standard rate turn, that gives you enough time to turn back. So you can either use your watch, right, or you can use the clock up there.
Yeah, I'm going to try to use the chrono in the airplane.
Okay, good. That works.
We'll see if I forget where I'm at.
Everything looks stable so far. A little bit to the left of our course. You're adjusting.
Turning back around,
Yep.
yeah. Just didn't start turning early enough.
Cool. And we're on the correct tank, all that? That we should be on?
See. We switched to right. I mean, I think it's probably still the fuller tank.
Okay.
It's only not by a lot. Like,
Yeah.
it should be about equal.
Just double checking.
Oh. 122.
Nice to do. Cool. And it even kind of gives you that little procedure turn, as you can see.
Oh, that's what that dotted line is?
Yep.
Okay.
Because it knows you want to re-intercept and go back inbound, so it's like, all right, just follow me, do what I tell you to do.
That'll be like 70 degrees.
No, it'll be like, yeah, a lot of times they give you less than 45, but 45 is pretty standard for.
Okay. Still descending slightly, but I think that's all right.
Trying to keep that altitude. until Isidu. Isaru, Isidu. Got some clouds here as well. Actually, let's go ahead and start descending. We can just descend slowly, but
It's down like 24.
yeah, we just got some clouds. I will be well below them. I just want to make sure we're
Yeah. Make sure we're clear.
yeah.
That's your gerb.
How do you feel under the foggles? Comfortable?
I feel alright, yeah.
Okay, good.
Haven't got the spins yet.
I was gonna say, let me know if you do, right? Because I mean, you're still kind of a little bit new to it, so let me know if you start feeling a little like, oh.
A little,
And the key is just to keep the scan going. That's how you're gonna be able to combat it.
what does it mean by hold parallel?
So a lot of times this is a hold in lieu. Like I said, we're just doing a normal procedure turn inbound, so
A little bit bumpy.
go ahead and turn 45. It's actually gonna want us to hold instead, but we'll just do that 45-degree turn.
Hard to do a standard rate. Apparently we found the bumpy part of
Yep.
Wyoming.
Yeah. That's good. All right, so we can send down to 10-8. Right.
Climbed a little bit there. I think
Yep.
we got a pretty good updraft.
Yeah, make sure we descend down.
We want to turn parallel course now.
Did you go out for a minute?
You know what? I wasn't timing it.
Yeah, well, yeah, so that's why you may not be giving yourself enough space.
Yeah, I was just trying to follow the GPS. Got distracted.
That's what GPSs do.
Distracted.
They love distracting, yep. And then once you turn inbound, right, you can reorient your final approach course there. Obviously, you can use your heading bug and all that as well to help you out.
Yeah, so this, okay.
It'll be 302, obviously, but
Gonna go to 24. And we're now bound to the 120. Try not to bust the altitude here.
yep, 10-8.
I guess we are pretty high for this airplane, so
Yep.
probably need full power to get up there.
10-8, so procedure turn inbound. So again, just standard rate. And you're re-intercepting that course, right? If you didn't have this is how you would know whether you're re-intercepting that course. So you set 302 on there. Right, there you go. Oh, continue turning. Keep that standard rate coming along.
It sure is a bumpy day.
Yeah.
And do we want to start configuring for our 90 knots, 10 degrees of flaps
So once we are
established?
once we are initial approach fix inbound, and really a lot of times it's final approach fix inbound, but wow, once we're established kind of inbound, then you can kind of set up 10 degrees flaps, all that. Continue turning.
Yeah, trying.
Yeah, you're good.
Having to do a bit more aileron inputs than I was hoping.
Yeah. So here, if you're going to continue turning past, kind of just go even out. As this starts to come in,
Yeah, like I was
You
going to
kinda
stop
shallow
at
the
like
bank.
270 or so
yep,
and start
Yep.
figuring it out. So
yeah,
that was my plan.
yep. After ICD, we can descend down to what altitude?
10,300.
Okay. Make sure we're at 10.8 as well. We got some puffies above us. Good. Cool. Now you're tracking the final approach course. Everything looks good out here.
Gonna go ahead and configure now.
Yep, you can go ahead and configure.
That's gonna give us a bit of a rise.
Good. And then basically when kind of flying the approach, you're kind of doing the same thing as a stable kind of final. So you have your power setting. Obviously, as far as your pitch, right, you're kind of going to be following right now just the lateral guidance.
Yeah.
Because it won't pick up the pseudo glide slope into a CO. And if you pick it up beforehand, you can follow it, but
it's an artificial one, so it won't show it until you're 8.5 miles where we are. Right, 30, 200. What's that? 30 there. I don't know, 8 minutes?
Yep.
You are you?
Yeah, I'm in the car real quick. Army Traffic Warrior 8282 Victor. Doing a practice approach, RNAV 30, about 15 mile final to runway 30. There we go.
Good pass, I see you.
Army traffic, last traffic, what type of airplane are you?
It's going to be a Warrior, Uncle Warrior.
Alright, so at 3, after Cote, then down to 9.9. Right.
Okay.
There you go. Good holding of altitude so far.
How you say that? I'm starting to sink a little.
Yeah. After Cockney, we can go down 9.9.
Okay. Alright, so now the glide slope's coming down, right?
Yep, there you go. And then once you follow that, I mean, I might be explaining the, simple, but obviously you try to keep those centered.
Yeah, I've flown ILS in the simple
Okay,
before,
yeah,
so.
then, yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, I'm maybe
Get
explaining
the
something you already know,
concept,
obviously,
yeah.
but.
Army traffic, Germany 9164 Juliet. 3.5 miles south of the field, inbound for landing runway 30, Laramie.
Alright. Let's try to see you. I'm going to let them know we're about 10 mile final. So just continue doing what you're doing.
About the glide slope.
6. Oh, that's actually probably 8, so. Urban traffic order 8282 Victor, on 10 mile final, practice RNAV 30. There we go.
Try to get back on the track here. Trying to slow down to 90 knots as well.
Yep. Yeah, I was saying 90 knots would be good.
Doing pilot shit.
Yeah. At CO, you can go down to 7980 afterwards.
Okay.
To Janva. Oh, I thought I had them inside effort, I don't.
Bad.
Urban traffic Cherokee 916 for Juliet, turning left base, runway 30, clear.
Well, hopefully he gets off the runway.
Yeah, he's a left base, so you got plenty of time.
Yeah, I'll even try to slow us down a bit here because a little fast anyway.
7980, coming along. You're holding the glide slope and the, well, you're holding the approach well. It's not really ILS.
Well, it's good practice, huh?
Yeah,
Works the same way. So.
Yep, you just keep that scan going. It's looking good so far. Again, I'll make the position call when we come up to Janva, so.
Traffic Cherokee 916 for Juliet, turning final runway 30, clear.
Actually, let them know. Urban traffic order 8282 Victor, run about a 5 mile final. Practice RNAV 30, looking out for the traffic on final. We're still good, I don't see him anywhere near us.
Traffic Cherokee 916 for Juliet, short final 30, clear.
That should be no factor. Make sure 7980. And then after Janva, which is coming up pretty soon, your minimum, all right, your DA of 7528. Make sense?
Yep.
Cool. And it's a decision altitude, so basically you would fly all the way to either when you bust out, or you would fly all the way until you reach your minimums and have to go around. But just be prepared. I'll tell you when you bust out.
Getting a little unstabilized here.
Yeah, and as you get closer, it becomes more sensitive, right?
Yep.
So if you have to reduce the power, if you have to trim to kind of keep a stable approach coming down. Urban traffic order 8282 Victor, 3 mile final, practice RNAV 30. Clear.
Low, I keep thinking I'm low. High, right?
You're a bit high, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I just keep reacting to me seeing I'm high as if I'm low. That's one of my issues.
He's getting off the runway now, so should be good. Continue doing what you're doing. 3980, again after Janva, 7528.
I passed Janva 7528.
For Juliet, clear of 30 on Alpha, clear.
Continue following, a little higher.
Yeah. Trying to bring her down, but
Yeah.
a little bit of a pain. Now I'm on glide slope.
Go ahead and set flaps 25.
Flaps 25.
Continue coming down. Go. Make sure you're keeping that nice final approach airspeed right.
Yep. Going down to it. Way high now.
Alright, busting out.
Busting out. Foggles coming off. Way in sight.
Yep.
Not quite grab over to the left because we're a little far off. But
Laramie traffic order 82 Victor, short final, 30 full stop, Laramie. Continue coming down. Sure if you want full set of flaps on that.
I'll give it.
There you go.
Straighten the nose out a little bit.
Yep.
Power's out.
Make sure to put the nose down still. The nose down. There you go. Hold it.
Not the smoothest, but it's alright.
Alright, keep us on the runway. I'm gonna open this up and help us stop a little bit.
Add a little bit of drag.
Yeah. Hold my face this way.
That bird was trying to commit suicide.
We're gonna see if we can stop here. If we can. If not, then it's okay. Go to the next one.
Alright, let's see. Wind. Sort of from the left.
I'll get out of the way. Hey, right at 30 basically.
Okay, let's hurry back to the man. Your next appointment.
Yeah.
Traffic, Warrior 8282 Victor is clear of 2-1 at Alpha, taxiing Cowboy Aviation via Alpha 2, Laramie. Just gotta start taxiing before hitting the checklist. It got bumpy there.
It started getting a bit bumpy, yeah, further out, and that's where all the clouds are, so
Clouds are up, fuel pump landing light off. And transponder to Stevie. Cool. I wish these flipped up further because they can go to like
they're
here,
kind of,
but
yeah.
they don't.
Yeah, I was noticing that. I'm like, oh, those are kind of nice that they flip up. Mine, I have to like grab and like pull them off and usually throw them in the back seat, make sure that...
Yeah, just toss them and then they end up on the floor somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
No, when I was looking for my Foggles, they ended up on the floor, so that's why I couldn't find them. I was like, where are they?
Yeah.
Are they just showing up or just leaving?
Probably just leaving.
Yeah, it looks like it. Park next to the blue guy. Or is that guy in our spot? I can't tell. We'll figure it out when we get over there.
Yeah. Oh no, we got space.
Oh yeah. Vacuum enunciator is on.
That's 2.
Pulling over here so we avoid that manhole.
164 Juliet.
I got pretty unstable at the end there, but not too bad for my first ever
Not bad.
instrument approach.
Not bad at all.
Clear. Alright. Let's see.
Done.
Engine shut down. Brakes are set. Avionics coming off.
See if the airplane dies. And I really feel like on that right mag that it's going to die every time. I'm going to run inside and see if she's here. You want the keys?
Yeah, I'll take them now. I'm gonna come back. I just want to see if she's
Yeah, that's
here.
fine. Good flight though. Hell yeah, camera caught it all too.